Good morning, everyone. This is Lori with 3 Keys Astrology. Your 3 keys are your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. If you don't know them, comment below and I'll be happy to tell you. I'm the owner of 3 Keys Astrology and an advanced intuitive astrologer. And this is your weekly forecast for the second week in January 2023. The 7th through the 14th. The biggest event this week is that as we start our weekend, the day before we had a full moon in Cancer, really a difficult full moon with the aspects involved. So I'm really encouraging you. I pray that you're all okay. I know that a lot of us are facing endings. Excuse me, please. And this was not an easy full moon. So I'm highly recommending that you take Saturday and Sunday really easy. The biggest event, though, this week is that Mars will station direct. Now, he's been retrograde since the end of October, and that, on top of Saturn squaring Uranus, has delayed our plans. Things have kind of seemed stuck or a little bit slow, and this is exciting because Venus is moving very fast, and Mars will finally gain momentum and speed on Friday the 13th. So that's the big news. Now, I want to tell you, I love Sunday this week, and I really love Friday. Wednesday gets nicer as the day progresses, but there's a propensity for those of you who are addicted or have addicts in the family, alcoholism, drug addiction, sexual addiction, gambling addictions, whatever the obsession compulsion is, there's a pretty strong propensity, especially midweek, for people to use. Now, the really nice part of what's going on is that for those of you that have faced those issues, that are in therapy for those issues, and have families that are supportive, strong, loving, the healing energy is incredible. I'll get into that as we progress in the horoscope, but I really think the energy on Thursday, if you refuse to fall prey to whatever's compelling you to do the wrong thing, Thursday and Friday can make major and monumental changes in the trajectory of your life when you refuse to fall prey. I also want to say that the week until Mars stations direct on, it's either Thursday, depending on where you live in the world, or Friday, the 13th. Until that time, starting the weekend of January 7, I encourage you to have as quiet, as thoughtful, as contemplative a week as possible. And in that those quiet hours, I highly recommend go get some healing. Now, I'm a big fan of homeopathy. Natural medicine has always been more appealing to me. Energy medicine has been more appealing to me than conventional medicine. And I encourage you, this week is excellent as you resolve the past, because we have to wrap it up gently and let it rest once and for all. I'll explain more about this as I get into the forecast, but there's all kinds of alternative medicine that you may not be aware of. I'm a huge fan of acupuncture. I love salt lamp caves. I love healing harmonics and sound therapy, way into Reiki, way into sweat lodges and alternative therapies. So go explore those. It's a new year. We're progressing into the age of Aquarius quickly now, and healing matters. Very into psychotherapy. I highly recommend it. And even therapy music is incredible. So there are music therapists that'll help emotional difficulties. This week is really going to help the wounded child in you. And there's emotional healing for those of you that's pretty profound. And I encourage you, check out harmonics and tuning forks, and just choose to listen to music for an hour a day if you're in a rural area or an area where some of these modern inventions are not in proximity to your home. So another thing that I really love, encourage, and believe in is cryotherapy. And you're literally submerged in a tank that's below zero for just a few minutes. But it's excellent for those of you that abuse your bodies through any kind of alcoholism or drug abuse. So there's all that. If you're in the Buffalo area, I highly recommend Mark Yanaconi. He was an integral part of me recovering spine and brain and spinal injuries, and that helped a ton with pain. So if your body's in any kind of pain, cryotherapy, acupuncture, Reiki healing, and you have to move your body. You're not going to want to move. It's not a great week for exercise, though I know the general population likes to diet this time of the year and get into all this fitness. The fitness program and your energy will improve Friday the 13th for sure. And then you can go get physical and more physical. So let's talk about the week. Mars stationing direct is good, and it's going to complement Aries and Capricorns. It's going to complement Geminis. It's going to complement Aquarians and Libras. Time to move on, folks, if I just mentioned your sign, and if any of your 3 keys are there, or if you have a stellium there. The healing energy that's quite profound is going to be that Jupiter is with Chiron in Aries. And the other thing that is going on that I completely love is Neptune at 22 degrees Pisces, which I explained last week can be danger for seafaring, adventures, cruising, high waters. We have to be aware of that, but it's really complementing and healing all Pisces, all Taurians, all Cancerians, and all Scorpios. I have a website, www.3keysastrology, if you're new to the channel, where all my services are available. So get yourself over there. I teach astrology, so jump in and start learning. In 20 weeks, if you have twice a week to spend with me, 3 hours, you can open your own astrology practice and get on with your metaphysician duties on this earth if you were born a healer. It's important. I do love that Venus is getting closer and closer to Saturn. That's excellent for loving relationships. It's excellent for advanced medicine and technology. So if you are an investor, the financial world is improving, and I would lay money and put my money in investments in advanced technologies, any technological field that's related to medicine is going to increase your finances. It's Venus is moving fast, and that's good. We need that for the economy. And when Mars gets in there too, that's a very good thing. So expect improvement in the areas of life where finances are concerned. So again, to repeat, Saturday and Sunday, I say rest and stay still. That full moon was so powerful. We've got a moon opposite Pluto configuration that is, the tempers can really erupt, especially for those disruptive and teenagers that are dyslexic or have ADD or are prone to anxiety. This is a tough weekend still yet because of the full moon Friday, the day before, on January the 6th. And also the sun is still opposite the moon as we come off of that full moon. So I especially encourage everyone to stay chill. Do your best to be the calm, the peace. Bring in, use diffusers that have lavender. They're especially good for nervous and anxious children and people that are upset and always on the edge. You have to get rid of your addictions. Don't smoke. Don't drink. Don't be involved in porn and things of excess. They're very dangerous. It's it's kind of opening Pandora's box. You fall in, and then some of you can't get out. There are types of personalities that are more addictive than others. I would say that problems, people that can really bring the calm in are we that are earth and water. So we've got to be aware that that we need to have boundaries and choose to distance ourselves from those people that are anxious, addicts, problematic. You don't have to live like that. If you didn't choose that profession, you sure don't have to be on your job when you're at your home. So this is also a good purging time and a time to get realistic with all of the planets that we have, with Mercury and the sun shining Capricorn. Capricorn's a reality check, and it's time for you to check those boxes of, am I being realistic? Am I honoring my family? Am I productive? Am I bringing hope, peace, love, joy, and wealth to my family? Or am I always draining the bank, and I'm always draining the emotions, and I'm always being the problem? That's important. As we do January resolutions, because of what I talked about last week with Mercury, Uranus, and Mars retrograde, the planet was screaming for us to improve our communications and to have resolve. That's what that retrograde motion is about. Corrections, fixing mistakes, refusing to repeat these patterns of detriment over and again. I think that on the weekend, the fire signs really have to calm down and self-examine. The air signs are encouraged to resolve issues with family, neighbors, and friends this week. So I'm going to clump together Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I think it's going to be very, very challenging for you, Leo. And then secondly, for you, Aries. Sag, you're going to factor in too. But of those three fire signs, Sagittarians have the potential and power to really overcome and resolve issues. They're natural teachers, they're professorial, they're good problem solvers. And I think on top of healing this week, problem solving is a matter that we need to pay attention to with Mercury in retrograde, because miscommunications can still be happening, and because Mars still is retrograde and at the end of its cycle here for a while in Gemini. And so this is, we need to be mindful and focus our energy on being still, being calm. And frustration can be at peaks because of where Mars retrograde is, Mercury retrograde is, and because we still have Saturn squaring Uranus. So don't expect things to happen. We can feel at a standstill, and we can feel that our projects are being delayed, our efforts are being delayed. Just hold on, because fresh air is moving in, and new beginnings are absolutely promised. Gently seal up the past, put it to rest once and for all, because Friday things really move, and with Venus, an evening star, moving as quickly as she is, this is good for loving relationships. On top of that, at the end of the week, the moon will be in Libra. So there's excellent energy. And as Venus gets closer and closer to Saturn, this is the kind of energy for a lot of you Aquarians when it's good to get ready to seal the deal. Make those commitments and promises for family, home, new children, birthing, commitment, and marriage. Really good for that. But Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are challenging. And for Leo especially, you can fall into an arrogant and erudite attitude, which is the antithesis of being sweet, humble, kind, and cooperative. And that goes for you too, Aries and Sag. Everyone needs to learn to be patient and to hold on to our faith. But arrogance, entitlement, and greed are the themes for the first 3 days. So do expect Leo to act regal and righteous. It's really going to frustrate we earthy people that are more commoners, the Virgos, Taurians, and Capricorns. We know that our efforts matter and that we're not better than other people, but ego can really fall, and hubris can really fall into the fire signs. So this kind of grandiosity can prove that those folks, if your 3 keys are in any of the fire signs, you can be acting a little uppity and a little entitled, which just puts everyone off. Things get better Wednesday around 11 a.m. though, when the earth signs really can hold our ground. And if you are a nervous type, if you're going through troubles and problems, and even if you're getting out of control in your ego needs and being selfish, because Aries will, Leo can, and Sagittarius absolutely can, what I encourage you to do is be around your earthy friends. They'll ground you. They'll offer you peace and calm. You'll get comfort. So I would say that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, refuse those arrogant others. Turn your back, excuse yourself, or eject them, excuse them. Don't answer the phone. Don't put up with it. It's just too much. And because we're still coming off of that full moon that was really difficult, just don't entertain it. Instead, be at the spa, go for a good swim, go to a healer, come get readings, and give yourself those gifts, healing gifts of acupuncture, cryo technologies, and really cool down. Bring the calm this week. It's necessary. Thursday, like I said earlier in this forecast, Wednesday night to Thursday, probably the biggest days that people that are in danger of their addictions will want to use. So, especially if you're a Virgo addict or a Pisces addict. I do not love that the moon is in an inconjunction to Saturn, which can be very hard on families, and especially the mothers of addicts. It's sad but true that things like tendencies for alcoholism and drug use are absolutely familial. Habits prove our behaviors, and genetics can even prove tendencies to use things, substances especially, that are dangerous. And then families that are already alcoholic or drug users teach their children that that's the norm, and it's really not the norm. And it's very detrimental to health. So beware, Wednesday night and Thursday, that's dangerous. But the good part is some really good healing energy comes in, and we've got Chiron and Jupiter helping us. We've got Venus and Chiron offering love and healing. And then the moon will be in a trine to Pluto finally, because it's not on the weekend. And that can be that tipping one over, or that eruption where people get so out of control and anxious that they go reach for the drink or go smoke weed or do whatever their addiction is. And it's nice that there's a trine between the moon and Pluto. I explained a little bit about that last week. That's one of the best healing energies ever. And a lot of therapists are born with this energy, nurses and doctors, and people in the healing fields. So, and because we're approaching Mars on this particular day, what is addiction is we've got to take a look at Mars and Neptune inharmonious, and that can prove people who use and are addicts, that are such a difficult dilemma to overcome, but it is possible. And Moon, Pluto, Venus, sextiling Chiron, and then the Sun will be trining the Moon on Thursday. So that's the 12th. And that day, depending on where you live in the world, Australia for sure, that's the day that Mars stations direct for your population. For the majority of us in the Western world, it happens on Friday. So that's the biggest monumental event in the sky, besides that Venus is an evening star. And so Friday is great. I love Sunday later in the day if you can, if you're a calm family, if you're a productive family, if you're not dysfunctional. And then I really love Friday. And Wednesday after a while can be okay if you don't have serious difficulties with addiction and dysfunction. So Friday is excellent for couples. The moon will be in Libra. The sun is sextiling Neptune. So it's encouraging us to dream big and put action to those dreams, because Mars is moving on now. Now you can get to the gym. Now you can pump your muscles. Now you don't have to be lazy. But I encourage a little lazy indulgence, and gear it toward healing and health. Do listen to music. Do chill. Sun in a sextile to Neptune is putting your action to your ideals, your plans, and your dreams. And this is couples. This isn't you alone. This isn't you going solo. This is you. This is great for church choirs. This is great for orchestras. This is great for symphonic connections. This is great for anything where two people are on the same vibe, at the same wavelength, and involved in building a future together. So I love Friday, the 13th. The moon in Libra is going to sextile Neptune. The sun is sextiling Neptune. This is great for families making dreams come true. And I would even go as far as to say, if you're taking summer vacations, indulge this day with making your plans next summer for travel and exploring other lands, and especially for water fun. This is great. The moon is in a trine to Venus, and this is excellent for lovers and females and friendships and just overall good harmony. So I love me Friday the 13th. There's a couple of detractors. We're not going to get involved in that right now, though. So thoughtful partners, good for marriages, good for couples in love, and it's complementing, that energy is complementing all of your ambitions. Finally, you won't feel stuck. Finally, you can ask for that raise. Finally, the market improves. Finally, we can get on with our enterprise, our commerce, and again, put your money in advanced technologies where medicine and kind of super tech and kind of out of the box stuff. Lay your money down. It's good there, I promise. So I love Sunday most of all this week. I wish you a very happy January. Happy birthday to all of you that are Capricorn. And again, I'm an astrology teacher, so come and learn. I'm ready. New beginnings will happen for you and your metaphysic curiosity. Bye for now. Thank you.